Nothing new on race day. How are you going to make sure there's nothing new if you haven't already tried it before? So let's go through a race day checklist to make sure we practice it before the big day. This is week 10 of marathon training. Now, whilst I'm no seasoned racer, I have done enough races to know what's involved on race day. And for the races I take more seriously, like this upcoming marathon, I'll refer back to this picture, which is my flat lay of everything that I took with me to Brighton. And I realised there's probably a handful of things there that I've forgotten about that I need to practice with again. So in this video, I'm going to recap my race day checklist. But first, let me just quickly go through the plan for this week. It's now week 10 of marathon training. At the end of this week, we only have 4 weeks left till the big day. It also means there's only 2 big training weeks left before we get into the taper. I've still got to keep an eye on this left glute. Even right now, I can just feel it. So after Sunday's 22 miler, I took yesterday off, got plenty of rest. I'm looking to do a hilly 15 kilometers today, another 15 tomorrow, 15 on Thursday, and then a 10 on Friday, just a little 5 on Saturday, and then another long run on Sunday. Try and do 35 kilometers again. This time, first half easy, second half steady. Well, the first has to be race shoes. I'm going with the Vaporflies. They're my go-to race shoe. I mean, I'm no shoe expert, but they seem to be the gold standard when it comes to racing shoes. My plan was to practice with those shoes for 3 long runs. I've already done 2, and I'm practicing on an older pair because I managed to get a new pair that was on offer last year, and they've just been sat in the box. So I'll give them a little test run just before the marathon so as we can have a brand new pair on race day. That's a hilly 15 kilometers done at 5:37 average pace and an average heart rate of 135. And the elevation gain there was 212 meters. So a nice start to the week. We will do some strength training tonight. You want a good idea as to what the rest of your race kit is going to be. I already know exactly what socks I'm going to wear, the shorts I'm going to wear, the singlet I'm going to wear, and the flip belt, even to hat and sunglasses. And I make sure that I've practiced all of this 3 times before the big day. Now that's all well and good if it's a dry day, but what are you going to do if it rains? See, I've got a different pair of socks. I'll probably add in arm sleeves, gloves, and probably this light top here that I can just put the hood up, hat forward if it's really bad weather. I'm also going to take a nice warm top with me, just hanging about before the start, and then usually you can just dump them in these charity bags that they have at the start line. I may take a black plastic bin bag, and then if it's raining, I just put it over me, put a hole in the end, stick my head through it, which will at least keep me dry until the start. The chest strap heart rate monitor will also be coming with me. Wearing that doesn't bother me. I train with it, I've got used to it, and I think it's so worth the data it collects that you can use as a useful reference point whenever I'm crazy enough to do this again. And then a little tip for the t-shirt or singlet, you can order iron-on letters. So you can have your name ironed on at the top there. I did the same for Brighton, and it's great because everyone shouts out your name. Come on, Martin. Loads of personalised cheering. It happens so much. One of the guys I was running with, he said, "Who's this Martin they keep on cheering?" So yeah, a bit of fun. At Manchester, I believe they're going to have your name printed on the race bib number, but I think they might come up a little bit small. And then of course a major one is fueling. Taking on carbs is so important for the marathon. If you don't get it right, you will hit the wall. So at this point out, you really need to have settled on what carbs you're going to consume during the race. At the beginning of this training block, I knew I had to make the switch. I was not getting on with the popular brand out there. I was getting lots of stomach cramps. Fortunately, I did first time, got myself a trial pack, and they went down a treat. So I went and ordered a box full of them. So make sure you've practiced with your choice of carb before the race, and you don't want to be trying the gel that's on offer at the marathon if it's the first time you've had it, because remember, nothing's new on race day. Now, my choice of gel does not include electrolytes, and electrolytes are basically the salts that you need to replenish from sweating. many link cramping at the end of a marathon to lack of electrolytes. So in addition, I'll be taking electrolyte tablets, salt tablets, at every water station. Now at Brighton, I thought it'd be a good idea to take electrolyte capsules, the ones you drop in your water and they fizz. If I take a few of them with me, wrap them up in cling film, I'll undo them at the water stations, I'll drop them in the water, which I knew was going to be paper cups, wait for it to dissolve, and then drink them. Easy peasy, right? That was a disaster. Taking apart sweaty cling film when you're running does not work. And then when you finally get to the capsule, you're handling them with your sweaty fingers. So then your fingers stay sticky for the rest of the race. And then you plonk them in your paper cup of water, which is only half full, and then it sloshes around, and you're waiting for it to dissolve, and you've lost most of the water. So for me, it's definitely salt tablets that I'll pop out of the packet. Great, all done. That's 15.5 kilometers at 5:15 average pace and a 1:32 average heart rate. So really nice and low today. Legs feeling a little bit tired from strength yesterday, a little bit heavy, but actually a really nice run. Other race day essentials: Vaseline to stop the chafing. Definitely want to practice that, especially if you don't usually put it on. Also, is get yourself some tape to prevent this, so you can easily just put that on. And then definitely don't forget any toilet paper. There's no guarantee the toilets before the race will even have any. And then one I'll take for emergencies only is a little pack of painkillers. I'll just cut off exactly what I may need, and I make sure I round off in sharp corners. 10 kilometers done at 5:23 average pace and an average heart rate of 1:32. So decided to swap around the 15 and the 10 today and tomorrow. I didn't feel the glute today. If I don't feel the glute tomorrow, I'll do 15 and I'll do some threshold intervals. I'm going to be doing some threshold intervals. I've not done one of these for 3 weeks now due to the glute flare-up. I'm in kilometre 3 of this 4K warm-up, and then we'll jump into 3x2K at threshold pace. Threshold pace today hopefully is around 4:05, so I'm looking for 8-minute 10 2K splits, and that'll be off 2 minutes. Just a nice easy jog recovery. Alright, 4K is nearly up, the tunes are loaded, and on the beep I'll be hitting the lap button and we'll get into rep 1. Here we go. First rep done. That was 8 minutes 13, so a 4:07 pace maybe. Slower first kilometre, could only get the heart rate up to mid 150s, then saw it peak at 164 in the second kilometre. Time to go again. Rep 2. .403 and 3:59. That's 8:02 with a 2K rep, 4:01 the average pace. Heart rate peaking at 166. Last rep. Right, rep 3 done. 8 minutes on the dot. Heart rate peaking at 168. So arguably, I didn't quite get to threshold. That's what the heart rate would indicate. But I'd always rather be under than over threshold. Because once you go over threshold, the exercise becomes anaerobic. And the point of these runs is just to work in that zone, just under that threshold point. So as gradually you'll improve it and move that threshold point so as you can handle faster paces. Very nice, 15.8 kilometers done at 4:48 average pace and an average heart rate of just 141. So that's 3x2 kilometre threshold intervals. I'll put the paces on the screen now. Felt really strong in them, and the heart rate just plummeted again, which is great to see in the cool down. So fitness continuing to progress. That is 5 kilometres done on the treadmill in the garage, averaged out at about 5:14 pace, and the average heart rate was 122. Normally really low on the treadmill, but I don't include these in the net heart rate efficiency calculation at the end of the week. And then just a tip for your pace chart. So you might like to know if you're behind or ahead of schedule at certain points on the course. And what I like to do is go into the Notes app on your phone, make your own pace chart, take a screenshot of that, and then set that image as your background wallpaper. So all you have to do is get out your phone and straight away you'll see the pace chart without having to type in any passcodes or go into the right app. That worked really well for me at the Big Half in London. I like to set up a group chat on your phone for those you want to keep in touch with during the race. And then the idea is they send text messages to the group chat, but what I do is I'll send a voice memo. So this is not voice to text recognition, this is a recording of a voice memo. And it's so easy, it does not interfere with the running at all. Well, it's long run day today. I'm looking for 34 kilometres. It's going to be first half easy, second half steady. I've opted for the hilly route today with quite a bit of elevation, which means I'm not going to be able to judge these easy efforts and these steady efforts by pace. I'm going to have to judge them by feel. And I'll use heart rate as a guide, where I'm looking for up to 140 as easy and sort of 150 as steady. Right, well, let me just navigate this first longish hill. Right, first big hill done, averaging around 6:30 pace up there, just to keep the heart rate in the 130s. Watch settings. I'm more on the heavier side when it comes to data fields, and the fields I'll be interested in are total elapsed time, total distance, heart rate, current lap pace, previous lap elapsed time, and current lap time. I'll dive into why those particular fields another time. Great, that was a lot of downhill, which means I've probably got a net uphill going back home. Now the condition of the path down the side of this canal is not great. A lot of it's quite muddy. I haven't got any trail shoes on, just my regular Hoka Cliftons. I'm 4 weeks out from the big day. I don't need to be doing anything silly, like slipping over. That is 16 kilometres done at an easy paced effort. So now I'm going to do 17 kilometres at a steady pace, which should leave me with a 1k cool down. Let's get this done. Right, well, a few hours after completing that run, I can confirm that was 34 kilometres at a 5:04 average pace and an average heart rate of 144. There was also 263 metres of elevation gain in that. Those are the worst sorts of runs for me. I think we've all got the one type of run that we just can't stand. The long, slow distance long run are the ones I struggle with the most. I find it hard to get any motivation for them. Nonetheless, that is that done. And what's great now about the fitness and possibly the endurance is that even on a day where I've ran 21 miles, I can still be reasonably active for the rest of the day. And then as for the week, that's week 10 done and dusted on 95.6 kilometres. The Tanda race predictor has me on 3 hours, 18 minutes, 50 seconds. The net heart rate efficiency is 1.39. And the Garmin race prediction is down to 3:12:29. So one final push for the peak training week next week, and then we enter the taper. Just 4 weeks to go.